Hello everybody and welcome to another Hollow Being YouTube video on this here platform. And today, you may notice that the map in VIC3 looks a bit whack, to be honest, right? Nothing really adds up. It's starting in 1821 for some reason, and that is because I've decided to just straight up convert the starting map in EU4 to VIC3. So this is just assuming that the world just hasn't progressed since 1444, and so here the Americas are uncolonized, so is most of Africa, and yeah, Ming is a thing. And yeah, so I just wanted to see what happens. This is gonna lag like a son of a bitch, because it already lags a lot with the normal VIC3 nations, but especially with like the HRE and like there being just more nations in EU4 in general, this is gonna lag so much. This might straight up break my computer, but if this breaks my computer, this wouldn't be on YouTube. So, you know, the fact that you're seeing this, be thankful. Be thankful that you're watching such high quality content. To start off, the 6 great powers apparently are Poland, Lithuania, the Ottoman Empire, France, Hungary, and England. So that's pretty interesting. Castile, Aragon, and Burgundy seem to be on the verge of becoming great powers. And for some reason, Ulm is in 11th, which is a bit odd. I guess it's because they have a pretty high standard of living. But here it says they have 0 GDP, which I don't know how it's even possible, really. Ming is down here in 19th, with, I believe, probably the highest population and the highest GDP by far. By far, too. Yeah, no, they have the biggest GDP by far. Bengal is in second, but Ming still has around 10 times, more than 10 times Bengal's GDP. So apparently the top 5 nations according to prestige would be Japan in 5th, Bengal in 4th, Hungary in 3rd, England in 2nd, and Ming in 1st. In terms of GDP, the top 5 is England in 5th, Japan in 4th, Vijayanagar in 3rd, Bengal in 2nd, and Ming in 1st. In terms of standard of living, Assiniboine is in 5th place, Lakota are in 4th, the Yokuts are in 3rd, Nehia are in 2nd, and Pawnee are in 1st. I believe most of these are tribes in North America. Yeah, except for maybe the Yokuts. I think the Yokuts are up here somewhere. I'm probably wrong. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't see them up here. I don't know where they are. In terms of population, the top 5 is Bahmanis in 5th, Vijayanagar in 4th, Japan in 3rd, Bengal in 2nd, and Ming in 1st. That's unsurprising. And England is the most populated European country with 19.5 million. The Mamluks seem to have been renamed to Egypt. I don't know why Japan is a singular thing. It should be very disunited in 1444 still. That's a bit odd. But anyways, without further ado, I guess we'll get started on the time-lapse. Alright, so we're in 1937 because I forgot to fucking pause in 1936. And so let's take a look at this world that we've created. So it seems like VIC3 couldn't solve the HRE problem, which is unfortunate because this does still hurt to look at. And it also seems that France lost all of its vassals because they're not the same color as them. Yeah, so they lost all of their French puppets. Their puppets are now the Ainu and the Ashikaga. So they actually puppeted two of the Japanese nations up here. And now the Ottomans no longer exist, as now it's Turkey. It's pretty impressive that they managed to liberalize, even though I've almost never seen the Ottomans liberalize in the base game. Byzantium also survived, and I believe that's not their default color, so I'm assuming they're... yes, so they're a dominion of Great Britain. And speaking of Great Britain, they're in the middle of a religious revolt. And let's just check out Great Britain's status real quick. So as puppets, they have Albania, they have Friesland, they have Karelia, they have Livonian Order, and they have Ramazan, which I believe is also around here. Yeah, so it's right there. The Scandinavians actually united, so that's pretty interesting as well. That usually also happens in a VIC3 base game. As for colonization, France is, I believe, the only ones who did much colonizing. I don't know what this is, really, but it does have the color of a centralized country, so maybe they broke off. Okay, so scrap that. Ming actually did some colonizing here in the Moluccas and in Australia. So yeah, it seems France and Ming are the ones who did the colonizing. France also colonized Taiwan, which is pretty interesting. Siberia is a communist nation in the middle of, you know, Siberia, because that is their name after all. Okay, so I switched over from the Timelapse UI mod for a second because I had it on, so now I can actually check out the great powers and everything. So the major powers from 13 to 1 are Bengal in 13th, Vijayanagara in 12th, Timurids in 11th, Ming in 10th, the British Religious Revolt in 9th, Aragon in 8th, Portugal in 7th, Scandinavia in 6th, Hungary in 5th, Muscovy in 4th, Great Britain in 3rd, Bohemia in 2nd, and the French Republic in 1st. In terms of prestige, the top 5 is Muscovy in 5th, Great Britain in 4th, Bohemia in 3rd, French Republic in 2nd, and Ming in 1st. In terms of standard of living, from 5 to 1, the ranking goes Ligor in 5th, Tondo in 4th, Skotai in 3rd, Friesland in 3rd, Surigogir in 2nd, and Ramazan in 1st. I mean, one of these is in the middle of the... like, isn't this the deserts? Correct me if I'm wrong. I believe this is in the middle of the Gobi Desert. Okay, so I just checked, and it's like right under the Gobi Desert. The Gobi Desert seems to be like right above it. I still can't imagine Sarigogir to be that nice of a place to live. At least it is better compared to the Trucial states, who have a average current standard of living of starving. In terms of population, the top 5 is Japanese Shogunate in 5th, Vijayanagara in 4th, Bengal in 3rd, French Republic in 2nd, and the Ming in 1st. So, in terms of standard of living, let's look at the map. So usually, when it's 1936, most of the world is in the green, or else pretty light green. In Bourbon, this one little former vassal of France, they were just starving. So I was looking around the world a bit, and I noticed Ming owns New York, so that's quite interesting. And I forgot to mention, Ming is an elective dictatorship. But yeah, so they own New York, so I think they're the only ones other than France that settled in the New World. So anyways, that's about it. Nothing really drastic changed that much in my opinion, but I don't think this is really a fault of the converter at all. In fact, I think they did an amazing job here. I think it's more like in VIC3, borders just don't change at all. And yeah, so thank you very much for watching. Thank you for watching this Curse Stats video, and see ya.